would have made it 10-8. And look, two of the judges had it 114, 114. So just one more point towards Lamont Roach would have given him the fight. He should be champion. And yeah, the commission is reviewing it. And I have a feeling before this week comes to an end, they are going to have a result. And I don't think the result is going to stay a draw. And tried his forehead. But you got to do whatever you can as a fighter, whatever kind of pain you're in. You pop your shoulder out, you take a knee, it's a knockdown. What we saw the other night with Gervonta Davis was a knockdown. What we saw with the referee was an absolute blown call. And now the New York State Athletic Commission is going to have to make it right decision. But I think that in this case, because I think it's so black and white, that I do think that a decision will be rendered this week by the New York State Athletic Commission. That happened. And I would say that the commission does have the power to do that because there was a huge error committed. So the question is, how was that round scored anyway?
Right. This is Randy Gordon, who's in the Hall of Fame, who's the former president of the New York State Boxing Athletic Commission. He did an interview and he broke down what should be the outcome and what he expects. And obviously, he has close relationships with people inside the New York State Boxing Athletic Commission currently as it stands. And Randy is stating that he believes he was sitting ringside for the Gervonta Tank Davis Lamont Roach fight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. And he scored that a 10-8 round, and it should have been a disqualification. Now, the New York State Boxing Athletic Commission is reviewing this situation. And as he stated, he expects there to be a change by the end of the week. At one point in time, in this interview he actually stated that it could have been by the end of today, Wednesday, right? We can get a decision. What he advised is that the fight be overturned. Contact the World Boxing Association, better known as the WBA, President Gilberto Mendoza. Let them know that you overturning it and that Lamont Roach should be the champion because, as you heard him say, this is all black and white. This was a blunder on the part of Steve Willis. This was a blunder on the part of everybody involved ringside. And as he stated, he was ringside and he was sitting with very powerful people. And he stated that they had an extensive interview with Steve Willis, who was very, very apologetic. At the end of the night, he said into the late hours, the wee hours of the night, so much so that he had to leave because he was going to miss his train to get home. But they stayed behind closed doors discussing what took place, the Boxing Commission and Steve Willis. And that the judges wanted to score this a 10-8 round, but they couldn't because the referee didn't rule it a knockdown. And so with that said, he's expecting it to be overturned one way or another. He says he doesn't expect it to stay a draw. Now he's also saying it's a 50% chance that they can just rule it a no contest, which would mean, as he stated, it's just another way of saying it's a glorified draw. But there's also a massive chance that they can do the right thing, as you heard him say, and rule it overturned because they have the power to do it and do what's right because it's a black eye on the sport. It's a black eye for New York State Boxing Athletic Commission. It's a black eye for New York boxing and for the referee and all parties involved. do what's right, overturn, and give Lamont Roach Jr. the victory, and then tell the WBA to enforce the rematch if they want to, but to anoint Lamont as the new champion. Y'all heard him speak it. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But this is huge news. Obviously, he's very connected. Obviously, he's somebody. And he's saying that if this was up to him, when asked, if this was up to you, what would you do? And he says, if this was up to me, there's no doubt I'm ruling this, overturned, and a victory for Lamont Roach Jr. Great interview. He says there's no ifs, ands, or buts what my ruling would be. It's overturned and Lamont Roach Jr. needs to be the champion. So you can go to Ringside Reporter on YouTube and see, it's like an hour-long interview. Great interview. Ringside Reporter. You can see the interview in its totality and everything he had. He had a lot to say in this interview. Great interview. Go check it out. But as he stated, if it was up to him and anybody from the current board of New York State Boxing Athletic Commission go to him for advice, he's going to inform them this should be a victory in favor of Lamont Roach Jr. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's black and white. Lamont put a 4 to 5 page letter into the New York State Boxing Athletic Commission. Let's see how this turns out. But that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. This is going to get interesting. I'm gone. Peace.